Y'all look alive and well, focused, dedicated. Dasha look like she just woke up. Eric was going on. Nicole was going on. Ashley, Drew, Layla. We're about to do a poll question as y'all filing in. Take time to answer it within a timely manner. When you set a new goal, what motivates you the most? I don't see the Oh, okay. I'm about to say where the percentages at. The vision of the end result. That's crazy. Nobody's choosing accountability from others.
All
We
right.
almost there. Huh? No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to remind everyone to kindly open your cameras at all times because that will be counted to your attendance today. And also, display your complete name. So when we track or when we check your attendance, we can just locate your name easily. And then also, if you're an alumni or student leader, since we'll be doing breakout rooms today, if ever we have time, we kindly put alumni or SL before your name so we can, tag you accordingly. And also, if you have any audio issues or camera issues today, kindly message YC staff Beulah so she can take note of that for your attendance. Thank you.
Absolutely. A few more seconds. We're going to get straight to it. If you haven't answered, please answer the poll. When you set a new goal, what motivates you the most? Okay, I see it's a tie between one and two. The excitement of starting something new and the vision of the end result. For me, I would say the vision of the end result as well. You know, it's like once you can see it in your mind and what it can become and what the outcome of that, it's like, especially if I've never seen it before, like you think of something that's completely new or taking something that is and just carving out a new category or, that's what excites me and that's what helped me keeps me going through all the challenges and obstacles that comes with building something new. It's that vision. So that's good. All right, we're gonna end the poll now. Thank you guys for participating. Okay, so first class, it's all about the mindset fundamentals. I'm your facilitator, Bryson McCauley. Some of you guys were in the last class, some of you may be new. Glad to see you all taking that next step and furthering yourself and pushing past your comfort zone, which is one of the things we about to touch on tonight or daytime for some of you. Switch over the next slide, please. Okay, so our learning objectives. A clear vision offers direction and purpose, transforming into measurable, smart goals for progress. Growth occurs outside of comfort zones. Develop a growth mindset by setting stretch goals and embracing challenges. Identify the necessary mindset, focus, and habits for success in the next 12 weeks, committing to consistency and viewing discomfort as part of your growth. As part of growth. Next slide. All right. So for a brief moment, I want y'all to think about last semester and which one of these topics or concepts stuck with you. Was it the mindset one? Was it the critical thinking one? The financial literacy, business skills, goal setting and time management, or character? Which one of those like really stuck with you? Like that after the class, you really had to sit on it. What about you, Nicole? Do you remember which one stuck with you? Your mic is off.
I would say the one that stuck with me was critical thinking skills.
Mm, that's good. That's one of my favorite as well. Were you in my class last, Drew?
No, I wasn't.
No. No, Drew. But you was in another class last semester? Oh, okay, okay, okay. What about you, Dasha?
Um, what are you asking about the skills
This
or
from last semester.
oh,
We went, yeah,
um,
which one stuck with you that you like the
I
most?
think financial literacy, learning how like budgeting and all that.
Okay, okay. And for me, I would say mindset, not just because it's the first. I'm glad they you champions put it first because everything comes from that. If you got the right mindset, everything else you'll be able to acquire or have or build or become. But with the poor mindset, you can have a lot of things material wise, but you're gonna end up fumbling it anyway, or you're gonna end up doing something to self sabotage what you have or what you could have if you got a poor mindset. So for me, I naturally lean towards the topics that attack the self, personal development before we get to everything else, business, money, and all these things. So things like mindset, the critical thinking, as you said, and character. Like everything else for me will be secondary. What about you, Eric?
For me, the what stuck to me the most is critical thinking.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's good. We're gonna move on. Next slide. Vision and goal setting. Now we knocking all the vegetables out the plate and we getting straight to the meat. So, what is vision? Vision, in my interpretation, is the end game. It's the desired life outcome that you want. When it's all said and done, what is your wish towards like your future? And when we first get a vision, a lot of times it's not as clear, but it tugs at us. Like whatever we see or we desire, it tugs at our heartstrings. But the more we work through it, the more clearer it becomes. And once it becomes clear, that's like one of your most ultimate drivers because now it's attached to both your passion and your purpose. And it allows you to see the process all the way through, So, but in order to like manifest that vision and make it a reality, you got to put in the effort. You got to put in the effort. And you got to have the mindset to look at every situation as it relates to you as having some type of value because every challenge is meant to benefit you and help you grow. But if you ain't got the right mindset and you looking at things like you're always a victim and it's not good for me and telling yourself I can't do this and this and that, you're only going to self-sabotage because your mindset influence how you approach or how you handle challenges and opportunities. Now, if you got the mindset as to if it could be done, I can do it. That's the right mindset. Or I can figure it out. That's the right mindset. Like, or I'm meant for this moment because everything I prepared for and I did up until this point has led me to this situation. So no matter how hard it is, I'm meant for this moment and I can only gain from it, regardless of the outcome. You either gonna gain a lesson, more knowledge, more information, or you're going to accomplish some things and gain more money and be that much closer to the vision. But if you're not setting smart goals, goals that are specific and measurable, things that you can count on your way there, then it's gonna be that much harder because then you're gonna be freestyling, you leaving yourself vulnerable to be distracted. You won't know if certain things are good for you or just trying to be smoky mirror. So you gotta set goals. It's a saying that what's the best way to eat an elephant, right? That's one bite at a time. So if you set these smart goals that I'm only going to consume this much for this period of time each and every day, then you have no choice but to get closer to your goal or get closer to the vision. So set those smart goals and be understand that when you try to get something that you never had, you're gonna have to do things that you never did before. And what that does is pushing you past your comfort zone. So when things are uncomfortable, you got to build a good relationship with that. You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable because there's no way you can grow and evolve without stretching yourself. So that's just something to sit on right there. Next slide. All right, your first online workbook question, which you will have 2 minutes to digest. Describe a goal you set in the last year and how did it go? 2 minutes. All right. You guys, time is up. Sophia, what you got for us?
Um, my goal that I set last year was saving money, and it went good. I saved at least a lot of money to buy me something for sports.
All right, that's good. That's good. Charlie.
I wrote that my goal that I set up for last year was improving myself as a person, and it went really well by teaching me how to learn myself.
Okay. Christopher.
I'll put to like save money, and it's going good so far still. Like I got a couple saved up.
Okay, okay. So for me, it's a long grocery list of the goals that I set, but just throwing one out there because that was a big thing. I wrote, produced, directed, edited, sound design my own concept film last year. and had a film premiere screening for it and all of that. So I'm gonna throw that one out there because that really took a high mindset to get through. All that them positions I played for the first time. I've been studying it, but it's different from when you get in the field. So putting the budget together, putting a team together, managing that team, things not going right, got to go back to the drawing board, can't afford a certain position to put somebody in position. So I had to learn this skill set myself and get it done. Once that's done, figure out how we gonna put this event together. I never even threw a house party, let alone the event. So I had to learn all of that. Get 8 companies to sponsor me to pay for the event because I didn't know how I was gonna pay for it. But that's just a prime example of with the right mindset, you can figure it out. If it can be done, you can do it. So that's always been my mindset. If I can't get nobody to do it for me, I'ma do it. It's gonna take a lot of sacrifice in certain areas because they have something called opportunity cost. If you take up this opportunity over here, it's gonna cost you stuff over here, time over here. So, but we got it done and it's uploaded and all of that. So that was like a goal I set last year and got it done. All right, let's move along. Next slide. Okay, so before we get to this, we're gonna play 2 movie clips that I handed off so we can get more context into this conversation.
That's my money. How is somebody just going to just take my money?
Hey, listen, I need the rent. I can't wait anymore.
Where are we going? Dad, where are we going?
I don't know.
Tomorrow's going to be your first.
Introducing.
So that was great. So I chose The Pursuit of Happiness movie with Will Smith and his son. For those of you who has seen it and those who probably don't know that part, is that it's also based on a true story. So this really happened to a guy, and I chose this because it don't get much up against it the way he was up against it. You see, he was in a homeless shelter, still standing up studying stockbroker books. He done lost his wife. He done got hit by a car. He done went through everything. Life was trying to tell him, we not gonna let you, ain't no way out. We're gonna box you in. But with the right mindset, he got over every hurdle. He kept going. As long as he wasn't in the casket, he kept going. And that's the mindset you gotta have, is that it's not gonna be easy. You may not have to sleep in a subway bathroom like he did with his son, but life is not gonna spare you when you're trying to be successful and when you're trying to be on top, or for some of us who's trying to be number one. Life is not gonna spare you. So this is a guy who was completely up against it, and not only up against it by himself, he had another life to take care of and had to be up against it. So of course he didn't want to go through that. But by going through that with the right mindset, he made a way. And I identify with that because at one phase of my life, I was completely up against it. You know, for those who wasn't in my last class, at 18 years old, I was arrested and sentenced to 30 years in state prison. At 19 years old is when I first hit the yard. You know, so and at 20 years old is when I read my first book. So I went all them years. I don't come from an educational background, and I'm in one of the worst prisons in California, stripped of all my resources and everything in a little box, completely up against it. Circumstances telling me that you're not coming home to 50 years old at very best. Circumstances telling me that you have nothing to look forward to beyond these walls. Circumstances telling me that you might not even make it out of here, period. Like, but I didn't let my circumstances define me. Even the prison I went to didn't even have no self-help programs. I took it upon myself to ask dudes, can I read the books in they sell? I took it upon myself to give up receiving food packages at one point and instead order books from Amazon so I can continue learning. I took it upon myself to run an essay contest in a prison that was governed by violence because my mindset was different. And due to that mindset, I had to stretch myself because I wasn't used to learning. But once I started to feel the results from it and I started to get results, that motivated me. And I started to sharpen my vision. That compelled me to keep going. And with that, I cut that sentence completely in half. Did 15 years and now I'm here talking to you. And within 2 years, built up a whole YouTube channel, published 3 books, made movies, speaking engagements, worked on commercials. I did, the list goes on in 2 years. And I don't come from nothing. I don't come from money. I don't come from none of that. That's the punchline of my life. I don't come from education, but yeah, I built up a media education studio. So it's Chris Gardner and Bryson McCauley, who you're talking to, are prime examples that the vision and the mindset can get you places. It wasn't easy for him. It for sure wasn't easy for me. But yet I'm here. So that was I feel like was a great movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the whole thing. And Chris Gardner with the movie don't show you because it can. It's only 2 hours and some change. But Chris Gardner went on to create a multi-million-dollar investment company, his own company after that in real life. So he was a millionaire due to his mindset. He was a millionaire even before they gave him the money. You know what I'm saying? A king is not a king once he get the crown. It's everything he did up until that point to get the crown that made him a king already or a queen already. So you got to develop that mindset to start behaving like who you want to become or what you want to end up as right now. Because that's only going to attract you to that thing, whatever that is. So, yeah. And we spoke about right here the growth mindset, expanding your comfort zone. To get what you never had, you got to do what you never did. And that's going to force you out of your comfort zone. But when you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, then you feed off that, knowing that I'm only going to get better. This may be, let's say, if you want to be a public speaker, this may be my first time speaking. I might get all boos, but I'm only going to get better because I'm going to know what worked and what didn't work. I'm going to keep refining my craft. I'm going to maintain this vision because that's what's going to keep me going. A lot of people give up right before they manifest the vision. You know, and Chris Gardner, if he would never turned back around and told his son those words, his son would have gave up before he even got started. And that's another insight right there too, is that a lot of people in your life that actually love you may give you the wrong advice with the best intentions. Chris Gardner allowed the fear of his past trauma to reflect on his son and told him he'd never do that. But then he caught himself and made sure he killed that before he even started to let that internalize in him. Like, don't let nobody tell you you can't do nothing. Not even me. And that's real for us to really investigate all the advice that people give us, even people that love us, because they may give you the wrong advice with the best intentions. You got to follow your heart. Next slide. Another online workbook question, 2 minutes once again. Think of a recent moment when you chose comfort over challenge. If you could rewind that moment, what small risk could you take instead, and how might that help you grow? 2 minutes. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Desiree, what you got?
I have wrote that a recent moment that I had was when I chose to not answer a question in my AP Psych class because I was too afraid of being incorrect. And I feel like I would rewind back to that moment and just like be more confident in my answer and just taking like I guess like being wrong in order to help myself like understand why I was wrong.
Yeah, that's great self awareness. And one thing I like about you champions versus public schools is that they teach you more about, asking the right questions and not always trying to have the answer in the first place. That's better. The person who always asks questions and don't be afraid to say I don't know something, you're gonna be far ahead to someone who just always want to speak and act like they do know it. All right, Charlie, what you got?
I basically had the same thing with hers about like being afraid of asking a question like of the problem that I need help on. But if I remind them, I'll just ask the question right away and stop worrying about like what people think about me.
Absolutely. Uh, Ashley, Cora,
Yes.
the question.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, a recent moment when you chose comfort over challenge, and if you could rewind that moment, what small risk could you take instead?
I'll say when I didn't do a presentation because I was like afraid to go up there because I was afraid of like people judging me. But then like if um if I could rewind that moment, I would like force myself to go up there and it would help me grow by like giving me more confidence instead of having to be afraid anymore.
Okay, great insight. One more, Natalie Aguilar.
What I put is I would be more confident in like um And like when they ask questions in class, to like give my answer instead of being afraid, because sometimes my answer may be right.
Okay. A lot of answers coming from the area of speaking up. Being afraid to speak up, but now you have the confidence. Go for it. You got to be a risk taker. When they say small risk, it's not life threatening. The only risk is not getting it right. But if you're asking a question, of course you ain't got the answer. So you always gonna get it right by getting the answer by asking a question. So for me, I would say getting an education when I was you guys' age. Well, it ain't a recent moment, but it's a moment where I chose the comfort of hanging with the homies, or the comfort of being popular in school, the comfort of just doing what I wanted to do, because I had very little supervision growing up. So the comfort of just doing whatever I wanted to do, I chose that over the challenge of building my brain, of building my mind, which would have obviously let me know that there were different pathways out the hood than what I was able to see at that time, because I was blind. So, because I always maintained, when I finally gained the education, that saved my life. I was able to gain more insight, hindsight, and foresight about things. My interpretation skills was better. I was able to understand things on a different level and navigate this world on a whole nother level. So yeah, that's great. Next slide. Okay, so we setting up for this semester. About to turn all y'all into some monsters. Whatever field you want to get into, this is where you start youth champions. We ain't taking no losses in life. But preparation starts in the mind, you know, opportunity to practice growth, intentional focus helps you grow. Discomfort is a signal of progress, and stay curious, engaged, and consistent. Gotta stay consistent. You're only gonna get better. And resistance, never want to fight from persistence. Stay persistent. Resistance gonna make way for you. Next slide. I believe this is the last online workbook question. 2 minutes. What kind of person do you want to be at the end of these 12 weeks? And what mindset will you need to practice each week to get there? What's the mindset that you need? sorry if I mispronounce your name. Itsu Trail.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got for us?
For what I put is that by the like I want to be like a different person like in the next like 12 weeks is to like be more consistent, and I want to try to like get to this goal by like I guess start small with like things I can do consistently like throughout like my days.
Okay, okay. Smart goals, smart goals. Angie Rodriguez, alumni.
Yeah. Well, I said I want to like because I'm taking pretty like heavy science classes semester, so I was thinking of just making sure whenever I need help going to my professors because that's something that I don't really do and I want to change that now. So yeah, maybe just starting off small, like just going to their office hours, whenever I can.
Okay, okay. Mia Ortiz or Maya.
I would
One of you.
say being more organized, and I could do this by like taking small steps with what I can do first, like with school.
Right. I remember when I got out released, my biggest challenge was being organized. It was like, oh my God. I'll be feeding into like the all the memes online when they talk about this is the brain of an entrepreneur and the whole room is scattered with everything. That's how I be feeling. Like I got better over time. And once again, once I felt the rewards from it, how it just, man, when everything is put in proper place, like it just feel different in your brain. So yeah, organization is key. Uh Elise? Elise, that's how you say it?
Are you talking to me?
I didn't hear you.
Um, it's Alice. Sorry.
Oh, Alice. Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry. Um, in 12 weeks, I want to be the type of person that can like set goals and stick to them. And I also want to like procrastinate less. So like I feel like in order to do that, I would have to be organized and take one day at a time.
Right. Sometimes it's good to have an accountability partner too. Somebody that you know is the complete opposite, that is on their stuff, like, and to have that accountability partner because you already know their intentions when they do hold you accountable and stuff like that. If you are unable to hold yourself accountable, sometimes that's good as well to just manipulate the situation until it becomes second nature to you. Maria.
In 10 weeks, I hope to be more confident in my decisions, like not to overthink stuff or just hold myself back. Whenever I make a choice that may seem risky to me, I want to be more confident as a person.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And that's easier said than done, to be confident to take risk because there's that risk of losing. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to be looked at as a loser. Nobody wants to feel any sense of embarrassment when other people know you lost, whatever that may be. So, yeah, it's easier said than done, but it's way more beneficial than caring about other people's perspective of your situation. You only going eventually you shoot the ball at that court, one of those shots is going in. And all it takes when you're going for the big one is one shot to go in. All you need is one shot. So next slide. Okay, so the next class we're touching on investments. Discover how money grows through saving and investing, including the power of compound interest. Explore risk versus return and how factors like inflation and fees affect real gains. By learning different investment types and the value of diversification, you build the mindset and knowledge for confident future financial decisions. Next slide. 90-second workbook time. Take the next 90 seconds to finish the questions in your workbook and complete the survey.
Bryson, we can actually give them 3 minutes since we still have ample time. So, yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. And Bryson, since we still have time, I just wanted to add a question to everyone. This is one of our spark thoughts, and I believe this question fits well with our topic for today. So the quote is the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. So I'd like to ask everyone on what are their thoughts on this quote. Can you guys or can someone share what your ideas are or something that you could say about this quote that I've sent on the chat? Any volunteers?
Do we type it in or do we say it?
You can say it, Melanie, so you can discuss it with everyone.
I would say I think that's like a very important quote because I think it's better to learn from like your past mistakes and like improve yourself from what you did yesterday, since you could always be a better version of yourself. And I feel like that's what that quote is trying to say.
That's right. Yeah, you're actually right. It actually tells us that there's no other people or person who can do ourselves better other than us. Like I totally agree with Melanie's point. Anyone else? Anyone who has a different like thought around this? This quote that we have.
It also pairs well with the other quote when they say you are your own worst enemy, but also your best ally.
That's
It
right.
pairs
Yeah.
well with that, and that also made me think of the movie again, made me think of my own life. And that's with anything in life. Like, you could be stripped of everything and still be your best ally to put you back on top. It's what's going on in the mind. It's not in nothing material that you could ever have in life. It all starts in the mind. So that's why we're attacking this subject first, because it starts there.
Hmm.
And once you get that right, then each and every day, like next week, we're touching on investments. There's also a such thing as called compound interest when it comes to self improvement. And each and every day you do something by 1% to get better, it's only going to compound, because everything you did each and every day behind that day is there already. So you just add on and add on. And when it comes to like reaching different levels in life, what got you from this level you're at to the next level you get to, it's going to require much more out of you. Don't think because you touched $1 million that you're going to need that same skill set to get to 10 million. You got to keep improving yourself to handle all these things in life.
That's right. And you know what? Mindset is very important, just like what you pointed out earlier, Bryson. I can, take as an example, I'm a very anxious person. And when I think about I cannot do it, I cannot do that, even though I'm not taking actions yet, it really helps you to fail. But if you think, but I started practicing to, convincing myself that I can do it, that I can do or try some things or find some ways to solve the anxiety that I always have. So it really helped me. Mindset is very important in order for you to succeed and grow as well as a person. So yeah, thank you so much. It was a great discussion. And yeah, let's move on to our next line, Bryson. Thank you.
Next slide. Let's go. Announcements. Field trip, Junior Achievement Finance Park. If you guys can make it, the day of the field trip is February 7th and the 14th. RSVP deadline is January 30th. 9 days. Ignite Speaker Series, Speaker Miller McCoy. The date of the Ignite Series is February 2nd. RSVP also deadline is January 30th. Then you got the college match program. This quick form helps us to keep track of whether you're currently involved in college match program. So those are the announcements. All of you guys are been amazing. The student leaders, we appreciate you for showing up, being present, standing on the front line, ready to tackle the battle of the mind with us. And I
Right.
appreciate
And
all of you.
yeah, we want to encourage everyone to please join our field trips. You will not just get points, additional points aside from attending classes, but you will also learn a lot of things and you'll meet, your classmates as well and the different students from other classes too. So it's a great day to network. So please, sign up before it closes so you won't miss this opportunity. And then for our Ignite Speaker series as well, you'll get points for this too. But what's the good thing about joining Ignite Speaker series is you get to know our speaker Miller, and he would also share some things that help him succeed, and also share about the ways that he did, that helped him achieve as to where he is now. So it's a great way for you guys to learn as well, aside from attending classes. And also for your workbook questions, by the way, this closes on Friday at 5 p.m. So make sure that you submit that so you won't miss your points. And if you haven't informed our YC attendance staff yet. So please let her know that you're having audio or camera issues so we can, tag your attendance accordingly. And I'm going to pass it back to Bryson.
Well, once again, I thank everybody for showing up. Thank you, champions, for having me once again. And this is going to be an amazing semester as the last one was, and we're going to keep upping it up a notch. I hope you guys take this, everything that we talked about, back with you. Think about it, sleep on it, meditate on it, but most importantly, start implementing it in your life.
That's right. Thank you, Bryson, for this great session. And I want to thank everyone for joining our first day for this year's class. And I hope to see you on the next one. You have a great evening, everyone. And you can stay as well if you have any questions about our upcoming events. Thank you. And please don't forget to drop your reactions. Have a great night. See you next week, everyone.